attached to this part, but I just left it on there just in case whoever wants to keep that. I'll leave it on for you guys. Inside of the box, the only other things that comes in here is going to be the Chanel ribbon, and then also this little indentation card with all of the little care details and stuff like that you can definitely read about if you are interested. It is a little bit dirty, and I think it's probably because it's sitting underneath the dust bag. So whoever does win this bag, I do apologize that it's not like in tip-top like 100% condition, because honestly that's just how it came. So I went ahead and took it out of the bag that was protecting this part. So as you can see, there's a Chanel sticker and you have the Chanel wrapping paper as well. Trying to keep this in the best shape possible so that when I do send this out to whoever wins this, that it will still be in like perfect condition, pristine condition. It comes with the CCs being wrapped up, and there's also this liner to protect the bag on the inside as well. You're also going to have this little styrofoam protection thing on the inside, and for the chain it's also going to be protected as well. Pretty sure a lot of you guys know already that after about 2007-2008, Chanel did stop plating all of their purses with the 24 karat gold. They switched it to a lot of the cheaper material items and stuff. So it's not the same type of quality anymore, but I feel like even though it's not the same, you still kind of get that still elegant, luxurious look that Chanel exudes and has. The history behind Chanel, there's just so much to the bags that I love. If you don't really know much about the history, I would definitely go ahead and do some research and just learn about where she got her name from and how it started, and when she first got her boutique and her lover who invested and all these things. And there's so many cool little things that she talks about that it really doesn't show anymore just because of how much time has progressed. And I feel like nowadays you have all these big conglomerate just companies who are trying to take over these big designer brands and just really control and dominate the market, which it kind of sucks to be honest. But nowadays it's still something that whenever I feel bored, I kind of like love to go back and just really do more research and more just really find out about all these things that she kind of went through. Because you know what's crazy is like to really think about how a person lived like that back then, right? With women's rights and the way that they dressed, and so to come out with a bag and really go against the whole fashion industry, because back then, women, we all wore dresses back then, and she totally dominated and changed the market. Enough about her. I know you guys want to talk about the bag. Whenever you guys compare these two, of course it's going to be two separate things, but I did kind of want to share a 20-year-old bag. This bag is literally about 26 years old, and with this bag over here, it's, you know, definitely a lot newer, brand new, in pristine condition. But it's crazy to think that this bag is literally my age, which I find that so insane. As this bag age, it's going to age literally with me, which I think is such a sentimental value. As you can see, it has this 24 karat gold hardware versus how this is going to be more of the like 18 karat plated, you know, not really the nice stainless look that you could get from back then, where the 24 karat just has that more of like a presence almost. Comparing these two bags in size, if I were to actually wear this bag, I think this one is a really good bag whenever I'm in a rush or maybe like on the go. It has this really long strap, which I love, and I think this strap might even be longer than the one that is actually on my Chanel wallet I have right here. But it's a little bit interesting because the way that this bag is made for this wallet on chain, it kind of almost resembles the Chanel Classic Flap, because on the back you do have this little pocket, and I'm not sure what you can technically stuff in here, but if you want to put maybe like cash, maybe a few cards, I don't know, business cards if you have a business or something. But I think that's a really cool idea to do, because with the Chanel like wallet on chain, it's going to have at least across 5 little diamonds, and then with the CC logos, it's going to always be in the middle. And of course, everyone knows that it's always going to be over and under. For the little logos, just always keep an eye out, so whenever you do buy a bag, that you want it to have the CCs going over and then under at the bottom. So the inside of the bag, you do have this little metal zipper part. I have seen some other bags that might come with the leather, but that is maybe some of the older models. So do keep in mind that with the Chanel wallet on chain, some will have the metal zipper, but then some will also have the little leather strap as well too. I think the cutest thing about this bag is its size, because I feel like even though it's technically like a wallet on chain, this could be used for a lot of mini things, because for someone like me who sometimes when I don't really want to carry a lot of stuff, like I just want to carry a few cards, my ID, my phone, and then maybe like lip tint or chapstick or maybe lip gloss or something to kind of just carry it around with me so that I'm just hands-free. I think this is a great bag that I feel like a lot of people could use much more than like a medium-sized bag or like a, you know, tote bag or something when you're carrying water bottles and all these heavier items. But if you're just on the go and you're just going out really quickly to a brunch date or maybe with friends or something, like to the movies, I think this would be your best bet to like use as an everyday bag because of the size. I think it's so cute because on the inside you have these little card slots right here, if you can't tell. So there's about 6 card slots, and you know, I don't know about you, but for me, I typically just have my credit card, my debit card, and then just my ID. So there's not much that I really need to really put into a card holder or a full-blown wallet. And then nowadays, I don't really think people really carry cash anymore. Like, I feel like we're about to hit this whole big recession, and there's been so much talk about digital currency and all these things that, like, honestly, the way that life is moving, it's just going to be very different in the next couple of months, and this year is definitely going to be life-changing. COVID happened and a lot of people went through things mentally, but I feel like there's going to be this big break and a lot of people aren't paying attention to what's going on. So that's just another topic for a different story. We're not gonna get into that today. With this, it doesn't come with one of these authenticity cards. So it does have, however, the serial chip that's on the inside that's going to authenticate the bag for you. So it does have that, which is great. And there's also another little pocket here, which I think is so pretty. So the craziest thing with these bags nowadays, it's like they're starting to be like an arm and a leg, honestly. And I find it so crazy that people pay so much money for these little tiny bags, because it's just so, I don't know, it's just so crazy to me, honestly. But even for myself to pay like $2,000 for this, like that's a lot of money for a bag, like a bag. And I feel like with Instagram nowadays, we just keep comparing ourselves to other people, and you know, this person has a Chanel bag and this person has a Dior bag and that girl has a Louis Vuitton, like the newest updated bag. And so everyone's kind of comparing each other to everyone. But, you know, I feel like we've grown up with so much trauma and so much, you know, problems like internally that we didn't know how to express. Nowadays, I feel like with social media, we just compare and we have this like hatred and jealousy that like we see something that someone has and we feel like we can't have it. But you know, just because someone has something, it doesn't mean that you can't have it too. So it's all about your mindset, okay? Like change your mindset into like a better positive one, because the person who ran like the quickest mile, nowadays every single person is starting to run a really fast 4-minute mile because of what? Their mindset. And so they're changing it more and more and like realizing that they can have things that other people can have too. So going back to this though, like I think honestly whoever's going to win this, you guys are going to love this little tiny bag so much. It's not the, you know, Chanel classic flap or anything crazy, but I feel like it still exudes that like classiness, and it also has that chain strap that is like the metal. It's literally everything that the Chanel classic flap is without, of course, the flap. And honestly, I kind of prefer that better, because when you have the double flap, it just gets like ruined. There's a lot of issues. The little turn lock is kind of annoying. In my last video, if you watched it, you can definitely see all the things that I talked about in there. Honestly, if it was me, I would literally choose this bag over that bag any day. If I could literally keep this bag, I would. But I mean, honestly, I could, but I'm not going to because I really want to give this away and just as a token, as a giveaway. You know, I might even start giving away some extra like little maybe AirPods if anybody's interested. I have some extra ones that I have that I think y'all might maybe be of use and love, but that might be for another giveaway down the road. You know, this one, I'm just on my journey to 1,000 subscribers in this new channel, and you know, I'm still kind of like figuring out what I want to do for this channel. I really don't know because, you know, designer bags, it has this whole kind of like connotation behind it, and the people who carry luxury designers, and people think that like because you spend so much money on, you know, something so expensive that you have this like rich affluent life, but that's not true. So don't believe what you see on social media, okay? But anyways, so I just wanted to show you guys this bag. It's literally the cutest wallet on chain that I've ever seen. I know that there's a lot other ones that exist already out there, but the fact that it's Chanel, it's caviar leather, it's in black, it's going to last you quite a long time. So let's go ahead and get into comparing it to this other one. So I believe that this one is actually just called a Chanel full flap because it just has this one flap and nothing else. On mine, it does come with that, I think this is called like a felt tip, like fabric protector or whatever. On mine, it has the double CCs on the inside. And the one thing that I really love about this bag is that it has this kind of like little needle pin push button instead of like a normal button. As you can see on the inside of this bag, it's actually quite expanded, and you can actually overstuff this bag. So it's almost like this W shape, as you can see on this side right here. But whenever you close it, and it's more of like that wallet on chain look, don't be fooled because you can literally fit, like, I can fit my phone in here. I feel like if I wanted to stuff this thing in here, oh my gosh, look you guys, I could totally stuff that in there. I mean, it wouldn't close, but just to show you what would actually fit inside this purse. But I always try not to overstuff this.
But there you go. So that is my new Birkin 30 in the grey Tortorelle. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was insightful, and I hope I gave you some really good comparisons with the half hand stitched version of this bag. If you wanted any questions, if you had any questions, just hit me up on Instagram. I'm usually pretty prominent over there. And also subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I do 2 videos a week mainly. I am taking a bit of a chill year this year because I've got a couple of other projects on. But I do try and post at least once or twice a week, new bags and part of my collection, etc. But also follow me on stories on Instagram. So I'm pretty prominent on stories, and I do giveaways, polls, and a hell of a lot more as well. So I hope to see you next time in my next video. Bye for now.
Unfortunately, the insert that I bought for it that comes with the little D-rings, it has not arrived yet, so I won't be able to show you guys how it looks. I got this chain so I could wear this as a shoulder bag, but the insert has not arrived yet, so I can't show you guys, but this is roughly how it would look if I was to attach it to the D-rings and wear it as a shoulder bag. I'm so excited. I cannot wait for the insert to get here so I could put it all together and show you guys. But I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it in so many other people's videos already because this is totally not a new thing. Everybody's been doing this. I'm just barely catching on because I used to think that I didn't like it, but it did grow on me. So that's the reason why I do want to try it now. I wanted to try this one with my Felicie Pochette because I feel like the length is perfect for me to use as the shoulder bag. You guys, this is totally different from what I have seen. I am going to use this like this because it just complements the bag so much, and especially because I could use it just on the crook of my arms like that, or I could use it as a shoulder bag and it sits at the perfect length. I feel like
first thing that we see is very bad stitching. You have this kind. We have this kind of stitches that they never happen in Chanel. So looking at the quilting, the stitches on the fake one, there are 9 stitches, and on the original one are 11, and usually on maxi bag has 11 stitches. If you see here on the side on the original, because this bag has been, we have bought it like many years ago. If you see our other video, there are more details on that, and it has been very worn out. I didn't have like quite the best experience with this Chanel bag. Moving on, we can take a look from the bottom here. So I think that the space of the quilting is like very similar. The stitches are way nicely done here because it's very inside. And you do not feel it a lot when you go and touch it with your finger. And here is like the stitching has been done on the top, and you can feel the whole stitches. And also here, as you see, there is an outline on the original, and on the fake one you do not